guys, what's up? How's it going? It's the Otakunater back again for like the August video. I did say that I was going to take about a month off from YouTube videos just because my streams get so many more views than my videos, but hey, I'm back. I probably won't only do like maybe one or two a month. I mean, it's still not going to be like heavy, yeah, YouTube content every week, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I do have a full-time job now, working from home. I guess that in itself is a blessing. I mean, it was fun being able to be a full-time content creator for 3 months, but of course that had to end eventually. I needed income, I needed benefits, all that good stuff, but that's a whole nother political topic I need to talk about some other time on some other channel or whatever. But right now we're here to talk about things and gaming stuff and all that. But yeah, so how y'all been? I've been good, I've been fine. I mean, if you've been keeping up with my streams, it's not like I'm not like anywhere in terms of content creation. You can find me on my Facebook. Was on Twitch for a while, but Twitch decided to be stupid. Well, I guess mostly Streamlabs decided to be stupid and not let me multi-platform stream. But again, another topic, another issue here or there. Okay, so I mean, yeah, as you guys know, I'm playing Paper Mario. I do have Ghost of Tsushima. It's like sealed. Actually, it's like still sealed and stuff. Like, you know, you can see the plastic and whatnot. Yeah, so it's still sealed. And then, so I'll be streaming that at some point. So like I said, Paper Mario, great game. Also, I'm streaming Mario RPG, 7 stars, 7 Chaos Emeralds, whatever, 7 Dragon Balls. Good game, actually. I really do like that game. So I mean, I kind of want to make a video about those 3 games and, you know, stuff like that, how I like them, but I've been getting a lot of questions during this quarantine that I've been answering a lot, so I finally decided to just kind of make a video answering these questions. And because every like year I do a couple conventions, I do a couple panels, and I do like a streaming 101 panel, and I'm kind of missing that panel, so I decided that, you know what, I'm going to share that one-on-one panel with you guys in video format so you kind of know what it's like. And, you know, if you've never been to one of my panels, you'll be able to see what it's like now. And of course, that's just all the questions I get, you know, in terms of like getting streams set up or YouTube channels set up. I'll finally be able to just kind of tell you just the basics, and then you can ask me questions from there. Usually the questions people ask me, this video should answer it, but I mean, of course, if it doesn't, just ask in the comments or message me on social media. I usually share it towards the end of the video anyway, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started on that, because usually this panel is about an hour long, and you know, I'm gonna try to cut it down shorter than that, because, you know, I don't have the hey, you know, I have a question and whatnot. I don't have, you know, Q&A sessions or whatnot. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started on that panel. Hopefully I'll be of good help and service to you, and let's go. Alright, well, welcome guys to Streaming 101 with the Otakunater. It is I. Like I said, you have all access to this specific panel that I used to do at conventions, but since we went a whole year almost without going to any conventions, yeah, dude, in September it'll be, no, sorry, that's a lie, December it'll be a whole year, never mind. Anyway, but since we went the last several months, basically 8 months, without any kind of anime convention or gaming convention, I haven't been able to do this panel. I've been getting a lot of questions about this kind of stuff, so I definitely wanted to at least make a post about it, make a video about it. I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. I just never came around to doing it. But now that I actually got some time and I'm getting a lot of the questions, because, you know, it's quarantine time, pandemic time, everybody's kind of sitting in, everybody's kind of not doing much of anything, so they're actually trying to pick this up as a hobby. So hopefully my input and 2 cents will help, and hopefully this is something I can just link them and they'll be able to actually get a better bearing and like a better understanding and like some root work done, you know, some I guess you could say some base work done, and they'll be able to kind of go from there, and they'll know what kind of questions to ask once most of these beginning ones are answered. So again, this is normally something you'd have to pay for to see at a convention. You pay the admission, see the panel, but I'm giving it to you for free this time. But no, I do miss this panel. I miss talking about this panel because this is stuff I'm very passionate about already. So this is something I definitely wanted to go ahead and do, and get y'all into and whatnot, and starting from there. All right, so let's go ahead and go. Okay, so unfortunately there's no giveaway, just because usually at a convention I'll bring like anime DVDs, posters, Blu-rays, figures. I usually have something or some kind of giveaway. So, and then, but yes, still sub to the following or any of the below, you know, Twitch on Otakunater streams. I'm gonna probably stream there less until Streamlabs fixes their stupid issue, but yeah, that's a whole nother video topic I can make. And of course YouTube as Otakunater, you're already here, you're already watching this video on that. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, a like, because that just helps me, and helps you see my content a lot easier when YouTube sees that you actually like this stuff from me. So please do that. It helps you, it helps me, everybody happy. And who is the Otakunater? Well, that preview is already at the beginning of my my YouTube channel. Like, if you're already seen the preview, it's also the top of my Facebook channel. It's just the same trailer. That one's been out for years already, so I'm not going to really show you guys who that is. You obviously know if you're here. So let's go ahead and talk about the panel objectives, even though this is not a panel. This is just me giving this to you in the comfort of your home. So hopefully you guys can enjoy a nice, decent anime/video game panel from the comfort of your own home. I'm glad to have brought this to you because I do miss going to panels. I do miss making and actually hosting panels, and I'm sure you miss them as well. So hopefully this kind of helps fill that void. Probably not, but hey, I'm trying. So panel objectives: to have the basic knowledge of equipment and software needed to start any streaming channel. Of course, tips and tricks to maintain a social media to go with said channels, because if you want to do a channel, you want to make content, you're going to have to promote it somewhere. And of course, how to use already owned equipment to assist with pre-edited videos or YouTube. Not necessarily live, though some of these things can help you do live, but I mean, of course, this is mostly for a streaming channel, but most of the things that you'll have will also help you do like a video channel, a YouTube channel, because what I've noticed is buying YouTube gear is 9 times out of 10 not going to help me do a streaming channel, but buying streaming channel stuff is more useful for me doing a YouTube video. Like, I found that like streaming things kind of help you do a YouTube video more than doing YouTube video specific equipment does for streaming. So 9 times out of 10, if you got streaming gear, you have everything you need to do YouTube and pre-edited videos. So let's go ahead and just get into more of that stuff. Disclaimers. This is not a get several followers, Twitch affiliates hate him, click to see why kind of presentation. I'm not here to talk to you and tell you about, hey, if you do these steps, this will give you 1 million effing followers. I've been doing this for 5, almost 6 years. I don't even have 1 million followers. But it is definitely like more, I guess you could say, just groundwork. Like I said, it's mostly gear, mostly equipment, some small tips, tricks, and techniques. It's nothing too crazy along those lines. This is, again, just mostly to help you kind of get like a technical equipment base and general knowledge of how to do these things. So, and of course, my stuff is mostly not monetized. None of my stuff is monetized. So this is not like taking, oh, hey, don't use monetized music, for example. Like, I use monetized music because I can't make money off them. So I might as well put them in there because I feel like they will actually sound better than some ghetto, nasty, dirty, royalty-free track that everybody and their mother already uses already. So that's just personal taste. But yes, non-monetized channels. I don't make money off these, sadly. I mean, if you want to donate, Patreon and Coffee are in the description, but I don't actually make any money for any of these videos from YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Basic things you'll need. This is not talking about equipment. Thick skin. It's the internet. It's obviously like, Goku and Frieza are showing. It's a constant battleground that never stops. So you'll need thick skin because internet trolls do exist. And if you make any form of content, whether it's art, cosplay, video editing, streaming, people will always have something negative to say. Welcome to the internet, kids. It's 2020. Hopefully you're here to enjoy the sights and the comments. Strong will. I mean, you're just gonna have to have a strong will. These things take time. Learning. I mean, I've seen a lot of people kind of stop their channels because they had to learn things and they didn't want to. They thought it'd be easier. You got to be into it. Like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm down. I want to do this. I love this. This is what I want to do. This is my hobby. Whether it's like podcasting, art, cosplay, being a SoundCloud rapper, linking your SoundCloud, shit like that. You're gonna have to you gotta take it seriously. You can definitely, it can still be a hobby and for fun, but you take it seriously. So strong will is needed because, otherwise it's just not gonna go anywhere. Passion for the content you're streaming. That is a big one, because I've seen a lot of people say, well, you know, Fortnite and Minecraft get all the views, or League of Legends Mobile gets a lot of views in, you know, the Southeast Asian areas. So I'm going to do that, because I definitely am going for views and follows more than I am for the passionate content, you know. But I love, say for example, I love Call of Duty, but I'm not going to stream that at all, because Fortnite and Minecraft get all the views. That's what I'm going with. I've seen so many people do that and just hate it, or they stop it, or they just think streaming is not for me. It's like, well, bro, you love like first-person shooters. Why are you streaming those two games? I was like, come on, man. Like, if you don't have content passion, you're not gonna have passionate content. Like, it's real simple. I mean, me, I'm a Nintendo fan. I love Nintendo, and after doing research on content creation for Nintendo, it's actually one of the hardest niche platforms, one of the hardest niche content to actually grow on, because Nintendo people are pretty hard-headed, I guess you could say. Like, they're older. Like, hardcore Nintendo fans tend to be older. Like, I know Nintendo's marketed towards kids, but at the end of the day, I feel the people that play Nintendo the most are the ones who grew up with Nintendo and actually value, because Nintendo makes all their money off of what? Legacy content, legacy franchises, things that have been around since the 80s and they're still making games for. That's who Nintendo's fans are. So they're a bit hard-headed, a little bit more stuck in their ways. They haven't really, I guess, adapted to the whole content creation thing, or they're content creators themselves, or like they're just like, you know, like for example, Origami King, great game, love that game, one of the best Switch games I've played. People hate it without playing it because it's not like the first two Paper Mario games, and I think that is so sad and that is so stupid, because that is literally one of the best Paper Mario games I've ever played. And this is just like, and I started that game right after playing Thousand Year Door, which again, I like that game too. But I'm starting to, there's some things about Origami King that I like way better than, you know, Thousand Year Door. Like, I was always excited to play Thousand Year Door, but I am like ecstatic when I get to play Origami King. Huge difference. But anyway, love Nintendo content. That's what I talk about. There's other games I like. Like, obviously, I'm a huge weeb. I love anime. You know, got Dragon Ball Z shirt using Dragon Ball Z gifts. So I play like weeb stuff, like the Tales of series. I streamed Final Fantasy. I got, what was it, Ghost of Tsushima? Where you at, Ghost of Tsushima? I have you around here somewhere. Where you be? I know, I'll see ya. Oh well, it was on my bed earlier, but yeah, like, because I was about to open it, but whatever. But yeah, no, I love like that kind of stuff. Awareness that time for other hobbies will be limited. This is a big one. Most of the time, like, my gaming time is pretty much just my streams. That's when I game. That's when, because I'm usually YouTube. Like, I took a month in July for YouTube videos, and the reason why I'm making this month, because hey, it's August. It's my birthday month. Woo! But yeah, it's the last video I made it's been a month since your last video, so I'm like, okay, cool. Now I feel like it's time. I took a break because YouTubing, researching, finding the articles, clipping the articles, you know, finding the music, you know, recording the videos, doing multiple takes. It just takes a lot of time. I mean, deciding on which video for my comeback, because I want to take July off and then just make a video in August. And this is my first August video. And again, I'm not going to do a lot of videos. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 a month at that, just because YouTubing takes so much time. And I researched so many, like, which video is going to be the video that I come back with. And I decided on this one because, again, got a lot of questions. A lot of people have been asking me about it. And since, you know, quarantine, people have a lot of isolation at home time, and they're looking to podcast, stream, video edit. And of course, they see my channel. They see how established I am. They see, like, my techniques, my skills. I mean, by all means, I'm not like the best YouTuber in all the world, but it's obvious that I know what I'm doing. So I was just like, okay, let me just get this video out, answer their questions. And even then, it still takes time to make this video. It takes time to edit it. It takes time to record it. You know, get the gear set up, get the lights set up, get the green screen set up, get the laptop, desktop. It's a lot. So, and then not only after that, I start editing. Then oh shit, I got to stream now. Stream time. Let me stop this because I scheduled a stream of Smash Brothers, Smash Night with the homies. And then, you know, it's just awareness that time for other hobbies will be limited. It doesn't really matter now because we only kind of like have one hobby, which is to stay inside and do indoor things. I mean, you know, most of the states still closed down for the most part. So, but just be aware that it's a time eater. If you want it, again, strong will, awareness that'll take up some time. You got to be in it to win it. Even if it's one time a month, it's still a lot of work. But we'll go ahead and kind of close that topic off. Technical stuff you'll need: computer. You're gonna need this computer. Like, you and your computer are gonna be the bestest of friends. You thought you and your homie were tight, like your best friend, your best girlfriend, your best homeboy. You and your computer are gonna fucking get to know each other like just like no other. Like, you gonna snuggle with your computer. Like, if you decide to be a content creator, you and your computer are gonna be the bestest of friends. You're gonna know that bitch better than anything else in your life. But yes, laptop for versatility. Again, I have a MacBook. That's what I do my editing on. There you go, Apple logo. Woo! That's what I do my editing on and such. Desktop has more power. I use a gaming PC for streaming, because a gaming PC will handle a stream plus a powerful video game that uses RTX, like Doom Eternal. I can stream Doom Eternal with RTX on, and that bitch will just be immaculate on my stream, running 60 frames per second, looking like a beast. But again, desktops are more powerful. I recommend them. Laptops are for versatility. If you want to edit, say, editing at home sucks, but I want to go edit at Starbucks. Well, I can't anymore. I guess if I sit outside, I could, because they do let people sit outside. But yeah, if I wanted to sit outside and just listen to some of their like cheesy jazz soundtrack while I'm sipping my coffee, and I could, but it's like 100 plus degrees outside, so I'm not going to do that. Of course, webcam. I have multiple webcams. I have, all of them are Logitech. Logitech is a pretty good brand. But again, we'll get more about specifics later. A microphone. I would say get an external microphone or a separate microphone attachment, because internal mics tend to use more like CPU and PC power than, an actual external mic does, which is weird. But from my experience, that's how it works. And from what other people says and what other people say and see and whatnot, external cameras and external mics tend to put less of a load on your laptop / desktop. Of course, streaming software. That's something else you're going to need. Most of them are free. Pretty much all of them. All the big ones are free anyway. They do have premium services you can pay for or buy. They're usually like monthly subscriptions. In my case, they're not really worth it. I think most of the times you got to pay for it. The only thing is multi-streaming platform. But some do free, but I think that's kind of sadly going away. Usually everybody who offers any kind of free multi-streaming are now charging for it. So I just kind of keep that in mind. Optional green screen. I got one. I use one for my streams and for my videos. It does good. It works good. It's pretty nice. That's considered optional, but it's a big space saver. Like in terms of screen. Let's. Never mind. We'll go into that later. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Of course, option is lighting. At this point, I'm a big advocate for lighting, but honestly, it is optional. I say do lighting. Lighting look good. Lighting good. Good lighting. But at the same time, that's optional. That's an expense you can kind of spare if you really wanted to. And of course, game capture card. If you're streaming consoles like PS4, Nintendo Switch, PS5, that's coming out soon, stuff like that, you're going to need an external game capture card. Most of the stuff for PC, it'll have everything you need, especially if you have a gaming PC, so I recommend. But again, we'll get into all that stuff later. Computer specs. Like I said, you and your computer are going to be bestest friends. You're going to know that thing inside and out, because if you want to stream, not so much YouTube video. It'll help to know the stuff for YouTube video, but I've noticed most modern computers will actually handle it pretty well. But computer specs. You might want to go Windows since more software is compatible, but Mac will do. I have a Windows, I have a Mac, as you've seen. But I feel like more things are compatible with Windows, and those things tend to often be cheaper, whether it's Mac software or Mac hardware, like mics. Compatible mics, compatible webcams, compatible anything for Mac is going to be more expensive. So, I would say go Windows for most things. But, again, you can have both like I do and just be extra for no apparent reason. I need to upgrade this. This is like a 2012 MacBook, and it's starting to struggle on things. Okay, so OS, Windows 7 or higher, OS X 10.11 or higher. Usually that's just because most capture cards, softwares, webcams, microphones, any kind of installs you're going to need on your software, streaming software, is compatible with those operating systems. We're at the point where Windows 10 is compatible everywhere now. Everything and anything is compatible with Windows 10, so I don't think you have to worry about that anymore. But I mean, for minimal, we're talking minimal things here. But if you can find an old computer that still has Windows 7, 9 times out of 10 you'll be good. But it's an OS X 10.11 or higher. For the most part, it's pretty compatible. But you know, most of the updated operating systems are pretty. They're pretty old. They're seasoned now. They've had several patches, several brands and whatnot, and softwares and tools, and have like updates for Windows 10 now. But yeah, you're good now. Okay, so the next part is a little outdated, but sadly I can't update this because when my hard drive crashed, I upgraded it, and for whatever reason my PowerPoint software doesn't allow me to edit anymore. I need to enter the key code again, which I don't have. But yes, 4 gigs of RAM will no longer do. I recommend 8 for the minimal and 16 for ease now. Again, this stream is several years old now. Or this platform, this presentation is several years old now, so it's no longer compatible with the current stuff. But I recommend 16 for ease, 8 minimal. You'll get, like, honestly, I've seen a lot of tasks like streaming, like if you're like streaming I guess you could say a high power PC game with RTX on 1080, 60 frames per second stream, or a 4K stream or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna have to need more than 8. But for the most part, I've seen a lot of people get away with 8. But 16 for ease. That's like 8 is sometimes some things will work. Like if you're streaming Fortnite or Minecraft, yes. But if you're streaming Minecraft RTX or like Doom Eternal, like 2020, 2019 games, you're really gonna be pushing it. So I would say 16 for ease for sure. Okay, in terms of CPUs, if you're building a PC from scratch, any kind of modern CPU you can get from Best Buy or like Newegg that's current will do. But if you're looking at minimum, cutting costs, second gen Intel i7 CPU or comparable, so like Ryzen 7 1700, I guess you could say, or 1800. Yeah, like see, and usually, and I like kind of give the example, it's like Intel i7 2XX. Those are the numbers you're looking for. Currently, in terms of Intel processors, we're on like 9th and 10th generations. Those are usually the laptops and computers I see in stores now and on the internet. But if you're building a PC from scratch, those are also the two that you're seeing. That, you know, and you can get like a i7 CPU 9th gen for like $200, sometimes even $150. They're not too crazy, but I mean, if you have a pre-built laptop, a 9th gen CPU, i7 CPU or i5 will cost you a lot less than a 10th generation i7 CPU. And of course, there's the whole Ryzen thing. Let's see, to use Stream Command, and this is of course I'm going after like what most of the game capture devices, like external game capture cards, are asking for. This is not for like PC comparable stuff. If you're looking at like streaming PC games, you're going to want to go higher than this. Like I said, modern, this is just like external card. I'm streaming PS4 games, consoles, you know, Switch games, blah 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 blah. Second gen i5 CPU or equivalent just to stream. Go higher than that though. Please go higher than that. We're at that point where games are getting too strong that like I said, this is an older one. This is an older presentation. I haven't been able to update this. But yeah, if you're talking about just on the box things, that's all they recommend. But I say just for ease of use and just for more buttery smoothness, go higher than that. So going like Ryzen 2700 or going i7, the 7000 series, the 7th generation. I say that's about as low as you can go to like make things just easier on your life. Like I was like, I think, yeah, just last year I was streaming with CPUs lower than this. Was it an AMD FX 8350? And it did fine. Like it was able to stream. I mean, it was loud. I mean, the fan was boom, like, and you were able to hear it on stream, but like it worked. It was like utilizing 50% of the CPU, but it worked. And it, you know, it was streaming 60 frames per second, but it put stress on the machine. So I would just say kind of go like more recent stuff. Like if you get anything within the past like 2 to 3 years, you'll be fine. This is getting really old. This is going to get like 2013, 14 kind of stuff. And if you're doing streaming on PC, graphics card, anything handling current gen, you'll be fine. Like currently I have a RTX 2080 Super, which is like the second best graphics card you can get on the market. The only thing higher than that is the RTX 2080 Ti, but the 2080 Super is right below it. So, but before that, I was using the second to lowest, like I was using a GTX 1660. And the only thing under that is the 1650, the GTX 1650. So, I mean, I was still streaming like with an old CPU and like a low-end graphics card. Like, I went from second to the bottom to second from the top. So, like, huge jump, but it was doing fine. It was still streaming 60 frames per second. It was still streaming with no stutters, no jitters, like, in terms of processing. They did a great job. So, anything that can handle current gen. Like I said, I mean, you may be able to get away with the 1650 for, like, PC streaming for some games, like low-demand games. But if you're looking at any, like, AAA title, just get a 1660. Mine was able to handle Doom Eternal, no problem, streaming that. I streamed that entire game with, like, you know, no problems at all. And I was using an older CPU and whatnot. So what I recommend, but of course, you can do your own research and come to your own conclusions. This is just what I recommend. And if I'm talking a foreign language to you, because yeah, the computer spec stuff is... honestly, I had to learn a lot. I had to learn a lot and study a lot. It took me more time to learn about computer specs and how they're compatible with streaming more than anything else. But yeah, shout out in the comments or just hit me up on social media if you want more in-depth of the discussion, because honestly, this can be a whole like thing on its own, honestly. Okay, webcam. Now we're talking webcam stuff. Anything that can support a minimal 720 resolution is what I recommend. Of course, you can go higher. Like the current one I have is a 1080 compatible, you know, webcam. But 720, if you're going to be like in a little corner at the bottom of the screen, like right here. Maybe, you know, take about as much space as I do. And yeah, it's just good if you just get something that will show up in HD. But of course, I think one of the webcams I have, it's back there, is a C720. C720 is like a $20 Logitech camera. The one I have, it was like a $69 or a $70. I think it's like a C920 camera webcam. Pretty good. I like them both. This one obviously is a lot better. The quality is better. The lighting's better. The amount of control I have for the camera in terms of gain, brightness, color saturation, blah blah, is a lot better. So definitely was worth the investment. But of course, the $20 camera could have done anything and everything I needed it to do, and it did. It worked with green screen. It was fine. It looked fine. I just look better with this camera, so I use it. Stock webcam will do at a pinch. Again, going back to what I said earlier about, you know, the things you already have, especially if you have like a laptop. Some people just get a gaming laptop and because they want to just stream consoles, they don't need like a whole crazy powerful laptop. They just need like, you know, a basic $500, $400, $600 laptop, and it'll do streaming for consoles, and that's all they want to stream. But yeah, stock webcam will do with a pinch. I mean, it's worked for me. I've used my MacBook's stock webcam before, and it worked fine. Like, I mean, not as great as I wanted it to look, but it worked and it did the job. Of course, and the warning is Apple compatible cameras are expensive. Be aware. Like I think an Apple compatible camera that for the one I have is like $150. I've noticed that anything Apple compatible is an additional $50 plus. So just be aware of that. Like I said, but you know, if you're using a laptop that you got, you know, Windows, if you use like gaming laptops, they tend to be on the lower end. I mean, you can get a stronger laptop, I guess. That's all. Like I said, we're getting into whole other topics here, but it depends on your streaming. Again, you're gonna have to do a lot of research about your equipment. This is just like stuff this is just basic general knowledge. I'm gonna try to stick to that, because if I go down the other rabbit holes, this video will take a long time. This panel was usually already an hour, so let's go. Mics. Blue mics are kind of like the community standard. I think every streamer I know personally has one of these two mics. Either the Blue Yeti or the Blue Snowball. I mean, even I myself... Let me get the... Oh. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, I'm over here messing things up. But yeah, even I have like the black version of the Blue Yeti mic, and I love it. I like Blue Yeti. I had a gray one like that, but after like 5 years, it finally just stopped working. You were good, man. So but it took 5 years to do it. So I was like, okay, for 5 years for, what was it, $130, 120? I forgot how much they are. I was like, that lasted a long time. I've seen people replace mics faster than that, so that's kind of like why I go with it. Blue Yeti, which is the left gray one, requires, and this was another typo, 64 megabytes of RAM, not gigs. and has often cut off for me when I've used like my MacBook to stream. So that's what I mean, like get something with higher, because that one only had 8 gigs of RAM. So this only has 8 gigs of RAM. So I definitely recommend like I said, going higher than that, because if that made my laptop struggle, and once I got 16, it seemed to be able to work a little bit better. So that was like my old gaming PC. But yeah, just kind of keep aware of that. You just and of course your CPU, blah, 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 a whole bunch of other stuff. Any other compatible mic will work. Like I've seen people use $20 like Audio Technica or Samsung or Sony mics or something along those lines. I know one guy, like I have like the mic I do for interviews. I tried that once. Sounded better than my stock webcam mic that comes on my laptop. And even the webcams, they have microphones inside those, and those work really good. I mean, I mostly use my Blue Yeti mic, but one time, I don't know how it did it, but the webcam microphone took priority and it selected that as the audio source, and it sounded fine. Like I heard a little bit of it and I was like, wait, what's going on? It's like, it doesn't sound like my Blue Yeti mic. Like the sounds were slightly, like it sounded good, but I was like, this is weird. And then like when I checked, I was like, oh, the webcam mic was activated. Oh, silly me. But it wasn't like nobody noticed. I barely even noticed. But sometimes I'll go back and look at streams to make sure everything ran good. And I came across that. But if you don't go Blue Yeti, because right now those are kind of hard to find, because everybody who's trying to stream and do these things, or have told me like, dude, it's hard finding these specific brands of mics because everybody's kind of getting into it now. But I do recommend Audio Technica and Samsung as well. Those guys actually did well for me in the past. They were cheaper variants, but I just wanted to be cool and have a Blue Yeti like everybody else, I guess. I don't know. It's something everybody told me was good. I liked the sound quality of them better, and the mics I got were like cheap $20 mics that just kind of were placeholders. But yes, that is the mic stuff. Game capture cards. So these are, of course, like I said, if you're console streaming, you're going to need one of these. Mostly used for consoles, but PC have one. They have some that are available, but nowadays most streaming software records PC gaming footage. So, and your graphics card has some kind of video, it's a video processor, so it'll process it as well. So I mean, usually your graphics card is your capture device, is your graphics card, or your video capture card. Usually, most of the time. If you're using something that's really old, not going to be the case. And they do have separate attachments for that, but it's usually not needed. But like Streamlabs OBS, obviously, I'm streaming this, or not streaming it, but I'm capturing this, and on a PC. So it's just like, there you go, look at that, stuff and things. So yes, it's mostly just for console things. I mean, I think PS4 had a stock Twitch app, which sucked, but you were able to stream to Twitch. And I think Xbox had a Streamlabs app that you were, able to stream directly to, Streamlabs to your platforms. But the way I found it to do it that gives you the most options in terms of customization and just cooler things is the game capture card. So I recommend getting one of those. They're expensive, I'm not going to lie. The HD60 that's pictured here is a $179 HD capture card. Worth the investment, though. I definitely like doing it. Of course, I recommend the Razer Ripsaw, the Elgato series, the Elgato HD60, HD60S. I think they have like a 4K one out now, but like not a lot of like channels even support 4K because you have to have like a certain amount of following. So usually the HD60S or 60S Plus is what people use. And I forgot how do you say that, Hapagog, but that's how you spell it. Hapag. I think that's how you say it. But those are like the 3 mainstream brands that work with every platform, work with every software, like Streamlabs OBS, regular OBS, XSplit. I forgot what the other one was. There's another one that I was talking about. I don't know. But yes, they often get updates. They often get updates for operating systems. When they get an update, they often get updates if Streamlabs updates something. So they're the mainstream ones that constantly, they have support groups. They have customer support that you can call, ask questions about, so on and so forth. So those are, quote, mainstream cards. Expensive, because they have the brand, but they have the support. Like I got in a cheap one, and it had like no customer support number. Like I had to just freaking wing it, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'm returning this and getting an Elgato HD60. Or it was like Elgato HD at the time. They didn't have this. The 60s were like the $200 one versus the Elgato was like the $100 one at the time. So I got that, the HD. Most game capture cards have their own streaming software. Elgato does have its own streaming software itself, but you can use that. I mean, you can learn to use it, but still, most are still, OBS compatible. More info on OBS later. I do have a whole nother slide about that. But yeah, they're usually compatible with other streaming software services that do a better job at the same thing. So, like example, Streamlabs OBS, you have it, you click a link on the actual app on your desktop, and it takes you to the website, and you can add, adjust, I can test widgets, test animations, so on and so forth. Like I got the B-Right animation thing. Look at that. That's cool. But that all can be done in like Streamlabs OBS itself. So that's one of the things that I like about it and why I recommend these, because instead of the stock software that they offer, but just because other platforms do it better, other softwares do it better. And also recommend getting HDMI splitter to bypass HDCP, which is a cutscene blocking program that's mostly in PS4s. I don't know if Xbox had it. I know PlayStation did. And but you can't be monetized if you're doing that. Because obviously I don't know. I think it's weird. It got weird now. But anyway, because sometimes you'll be playing, like, say for example, I'm playing The Last of Us, the first one, on PS4. When a cutscene would happen, the screen would go to black, because when I was streaming, because it was HDCP protected. That splitter bypasses that, so I'm able to show that on my stream. Same thing with, what was it? It was Final Fantasy VII. The last battle with Sephiroth, the icon comes up. You can't take screenshots or record video because, it was HDCP protected. However, my splitter went past that. And I was able to stream that final fight on stream, no problem, no issues. It was great. And so I do recommend getting that. But not every HDMI splitter has that bypass. So you're going to have to do research and see if it does. But again, this was a problem on PS4. I didn't have the problem on Switch. I didn't have this problem on PC. It was only for PlayStation 4 because the HDCP handshake needed to happen, and the splitter did that, and I was able to stream cutscenes that were blocked by PlayStation themselves. Streaming software. Okay, this is again, I can make a whole entire video on this. But streaming software, OBS is kind of like community standards. It's free. Others exist like XSplit and Wirecast. That was the one I was talking about. And the others require subscriptions to use. I mean, Streamlabs OBS is the one I currently use. I like that one. It makes things a lot easier than OBS does. OBS is more for if you're technical, want to use coding, want to get really down into the nitty gritty, then OBS is the way to go. It's more manual. But Streamlabs just kind of has everything laid out for you, and you can just pick and choose and set things up. It's real easy, and I love it, which is why I use it. Usually these programs, can add layouts, add logos, like that. For example, here's my retro one. Look at that. That's cool. You already see it. Here's my normal scene. So there's a lot of options, and it's just a click away. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So there's just a lot of options that you can just set up, and it just be a click away, and you can go back and forth in between your things. I can edit my camera at the click of a mouse. I can change my Elgato source. I can do so much. Again, it's gonna take a lot of time and playing with your streaming softwares to see which one you like and prefer. So just kind of keep that in mind. I mean, like I said, I say Streamlabs OBS, it's free. Of course, they're going to try and get you to pay for Prime, but it's like $20 a month. And if you know how to build your own stuff, it's really not worth it. The only thing that would be worth it for is if you want to stream to Facebook and Twitch at the same time. But again, different topic entirely. Let's see, we'll go on. OBS is usually used since it's compatible with most console capture cards, Streamlabs, and similar sites. Let's see, Streamlabs is how you get, the live chat to pop up on screen and GIFs when someone follows. Back then, they didn't actually have the app. Back then, it was, if you had to use OBS or use Elgato game capture software, go to these sites, copy and paste the links, and then, your streaming device will or your streaming software will use Streamlabs as a scene, which is funny, but then Streamlabs came out with their own app. This is like God, it kind of shows how old this is. Yeah, back then Streamlabs was just a website that you would link you would use the external links for your alert box, and you know, your chats popping up on screen and everything like that. So a lot has changed since then, but now Streamlabs is an app and you can all do it from there. Lighting and green screen. So this is like, again, these are just like fine tuning. These are kind of like making your stream look as clean as it possibly can. Completely optional and not mandatory, but can, like, again, make your stream cleaner visually. Green screens just take out the background and show just you and your silhouette. So, like, little do you know, like, because mine's just like a cheap one on wheels. Bam. Even then, like, I can still keep going. Yeah. But see how this takes up a lot of space? Like, it's like cutting off words over here, like all that nastiness. I mean, and I don't want to take up that much space. Like, I don't want, like, my image to take up that much space. So I just got a green screen. It was like some cheap $13 one on Amazon. And bam, look at that. Now you can see the entire slide. You can see all the words. You know, my background's not blocking it anymore. And it's just like, I take up so much less space. So like the screen, you can focus more on the screen content than what's behind me. So that's why I like the green screens personally. And, you know, and it's like, it's a good thing. Like, green screens, I've noticed, are not that expensive. Like, again, mine is just a sheet I got from Amazon. Like, Amazon green screen. Hey, this one's only $13. And then I found like a coat rack on wheels, I guess you could say. It's just like, you know, it's just a little stand, and then you can pull out to like hang hangers on it and hang coats. It's just like a portable coat hanger, basically. Hang your extra clothes. Some people just kind of keep it in the room if they're doing like fashion stuff. And I just put the green screen over that, put some clamps on it, bam, mobile green screen. I can push it around, use it wherever I need it. And that cost me like, it was like $13 for the screen, $14.99 for the actual stand. And bam, look at that, $30 green screen. And this, of course, lighting gets rid of that constant fade of light from the screens. Yeah, so like, I don't know if I can like do it. Like, yeah, you won't be able to see it. But okay, for example, let me go ahead and turn off one of my lights. Alright, that should be able to do it. Alright, okay, there we go. See, now you see like this kind of like ugly shadow on the green screen. Like, everything else looks really cool and clean and stuff like that. But like, that's just, you know, dirty. So I have just like a light set over here and a light set over there. Let me go turn it back on. And bam, like no shadow anymore. We're good. See? I mean, you kind of see a little bit of it. Yeah, there you go. But you gotta like try to get it in there. But like, yeah, light, just kind of extra lighting does clean up a green screen look. Cause like, okay, let's just turn off like one set of lights over here. Okay, so I turned off a set of lights. Just the lights on this side. I still got the lights going on that side. And look, you can see like the wrinkles in the screen now. Like, I got this ugly orange glow. This is just like the room for my light. So lighting can definitely make a huge difference in terms of how you look and, you know, how you're presenting on the stream. Even though I got a green screen and most of the background's gone, you can still see the wrinkles and all that nastiness. But let me go ahead and now look. See? Big difference. I mean, I can't really talk about lighting as much. I have to show it to you. So, bam, look at that. Lighting, green screen, perfect combination. The lights, depending on which ones you get. I mean, I've seen like light sets with 2 lamps like I have for like $30 on Amazon. So, I mean, there's like some of the LED boxes you can get these days that are pretty cheap. So, I mean, unfortunately, you're going to have to play around with them. But it's just like, it does help. Like, even if you are using, like, okay, say for example, I don't have no green screens. Okay, green screen is gone. Let's go back and turn off the lights. I got one light on. See the big difference? Literally. Just the difference is crazy. And of course I can play with the camera's gain or brightness, or like how much light it takes in, how much light it takes out. I can do all that stuff and then make it work, I guess. But it's just such a big pain versus just having two lights. Turning back on the lights. So yeah, hopefully that like basically shows you a pretty good example on how like lighting and green screen can make your stream or presentation look. Honestly, it can definitely do some wonders for it. So I mean, I recommend if you have the time and the funds. Again, I think these are like the cheapest gear that I've probably purchased was a lighting and green screen than anything else. I mean, $68 for the camera. 2 lights cost me like $50. The green screen, $30 altogether. And who knows, maybe you're against a wall and you can just freaking plaster this sheet up and you won't need the green screen on wheels like I have. Everybody's situation is different, but I just think lighting and green screen can clean up your stream, but they're not needed. They're optional, but they do definitely make things nice. It says fairly cheap. I meant fairly cheap. Unless you go brand name. Like you can get an Elgato, green screen for like 150 plus bucks. And what's cool about that one is it's retractable. You can literally just unhook it, and it's like an overhead projection sound. You know how like the overhead projectors, I don't know if they still have those in school, that you just pull down and then pull it back up. It's just one of those things, but for a green screen, but those are expensive. However, it's nice and easy to put them away, put them in your closet. This is a bit of more of a hassle to take down and put back up, so I just kind of leave it up and put it on wheels. And then, but it can be pretty cheap. Like I said, they're literally the cheapest of the things I bought in terms of like a green screen and lighting combined. I think costs less than even just a monitor, costs less than just the webcam, costs less than just the graphics card, like costs less than the even game capture device, the game capture card. So it's literally the cheapest part of the equipment, and yet it's also the most optionable. So I don't know how that works, but it works. Alright, so now that I've kind of talked to you about all the gear, the basics, the computer, camera, laptop, green screen, we'll go ahead and talk about like the non-physical things. Tips and tricks for our following. Social media. Yeah, at least have the big 3, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Definitely have one of those, or all of them, or 2 of them, how many of them you want. I mean, kids today are into the TikTok, the TalkTac. Back in my day, we didn't have no fancy TikTok. We just had the Vine and the MySpace. But, obviously you're going to want to have some kind of presence. You're a content creator. Your entertainment is digital. So you're going to have a digital storefront, a digital advertisement platform, a digital way to, connect with people besides, your videos. I mean, yeah, they have a comment section, but sometimes like people are like, YouTube comment sections, Twitch comment sections are cool, but sometimes they want to see how your day is going. It also gives you a way to announce upcoming streams and video projects. I'll show examples of that later. Try to update once a day. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm good. Here's me. I'm at Starbucks. So it's like something like that. Event selfies if you're at a con. I know a lot of cosplayers do this. I do this myself when I go to anime and video game conventions. I know a lot of other streamers kind of do this when they go to TwitchCon or PAX, one of the PAX cons, stuff like that. And it's just a good way to connect with people. Let them know that you're also involved with the community that also likes this stuff. You're involved in, things that other gamers, other cosplayers, blah, 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 blah. You're just involved. You're involved in the community farther than just your bedroom or further than just your office that you stream your content from. Getting personal is okay, but try not to be a downer. I have no luck. All I can do is whine on my blog. I mean, nobody likes a Debbie Downer. Sure, if you're having a bad day and you just need a vent, it's good to do that. But I've seen people start their channels, do fine, just get so down and so negative and just be such a downer on their social media platforms that they lose followers and they're like, why? Why don't they Why? What's going on? It's like, dude, like all you talk about is how sad your life is. Like, people come to content creators for funny, or just like, you know, their own escape. They have their own problems. They want to watch their favorite content creator, and they want to be able to be like, yes, this is my escape. You make me happy. This is great. I love this. I love you. You're awesome. But if they're just so negative all the time, no one's going to want to stick around there. So, I mean, yes, if you have a personal problem, it's great to kind of rant about it. You'll feel better. Sometimes people can empathize or be relatable, but just keep it at a minimum. Everybody knows me as like the happy con guy. Oh man, you go to all these conventions, you live your best life. You know, you're playing like all these video games that you love. You love Nintendo. You're great. And then, you know, every now and then I have a bad day, but I'm not going to really talk about it because usually I can handle it on my own or resolve it on my own. It just takes a couple of things to make it right, so on and so forth. But yeah, just let's watch what you put up there. You know, try to make it as happy as possible. Obviously, you can have a bad day and rant about it once or twice, but just don't make that happen. Just little tips from me. And you know, pre-edited previews are gold. This is another tip and trick I have for you. So let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and play this video for once. This is one I did for Akon. Oh wow, 2018. Eesh. Nice. Here's wifey. And see, you know, that gets people excited for your content. That gets people like, oh my gosh, this is how I look. I look so cool. Or, oh my God, I look like shit. Sometimes people said that, even though I thought they looked great. But they're like, oh my God, my makeup was just so terrible. I'm like, no, dude, you're good. But anyway, so like, again, that's just a 1-minute clip on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It was something people were able to share and get excited for and hyped about. Or somebody who's new. I mean, it's instead of watching an entire video, like, oh, hey, this is like a 1 minute to the point. Use some text to talk about what the video is about. You know, some cool hype music, catchy, you know, attention getting, the bass drop, all that good stuff. So, I mean, that was just something that created a lot of hype. And you can do that for streams too. Like, you don't have to necessarily do that for like actual YouTube videos. Like, here's an example for a stream announcement I had. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Fantastic game. Such a good game. Such a good game. I think this was for a giveaway I had. Pretty sure. God, I gotta play this game again. It's so good. See, like, look, example. I'm like geeking out over my own videos that I made, even though I've known of this video's existence for so long. It's such a good game. Love this game. Honestly, one of the best games I've ever played, period. Just doing giveaways. Had a grand prize. Ooh, chills. But like, no, like, see, that's like a point. Like, I was doing a giveaway. It was a stream. I advertised giveaways, like small giveaways, and I gave away a grand prize item, which was a copy of the game, because at the time most people still had Wii U's over than Switches. I remember Switches still being hard to find then, so that's why I gave that version out. Videos are easier to share. Okay, yes, like I said earlier, friends and viewers can create hype for you. Like, some people are like, oh, I can't watch the video now, I'm at work, or I can't watch it till the weekend, but let me share it so I know it's on my profile and show all my friends because I was in this video, it was cool, I liked it. So friends and viewers can create hype for you if you have like previews. I've seen this work for other people. So pre-edited videos. That's why I'm saying like learn more than one skill. If you can stream, you can video edit, and Streamlabs, OBS, other streaming softwares also have some forms of editing software as well. Very basic, very minor, but they'll do the job. Videos can contain other people, and they may want to share. Like I had I don't know how many people you saw in that video. Like besides me, I was in there like maybe once or twice. In terms of the convention video, the Acon video, that was a 1-minute preview, and that had so many people in there. Some people can get excited. It's like, oh hey, that was me. I was Deadpool. I was dancing. I was doing the floss. And it's just like, dude, like people are creating so much hype for you in a 1-minute video. Then you can posting that link to that whole video in a bunch of places. So. And I've seen it work better for others than it does for me. And I was the one who told them to do that. So I was just like, but the point is, it helps all of us. Whether it helps them more than it helps me, or it helps me more than it helps them. It helps all of us regardless. It's just like how much effective it is. And again, of course, like I said, creates hype for other people. Don't limit video to previews. Do skits. Do, like I said, see if you can get some collabs. I've done several 1 minute or 2 minute skits for social media. Just actually make those 1 or 2 minute videos your content. Sometimes you don't need to do a whole 20-minute, hour-long video about stream presentations to build an audience, to make an audience happy, to keep them wanting more. Like sometimes doing, at the end of this video, I'll show you my Metroid. The one I'm very proud of was my Metroid skit. And I'll use the footage for that as my outro. But, just stuff like that, dude. Just have fun with your video edits. Like, pre-edited videos have done so much more for me than, sharing to some random page has. Like, oh, hey, guys, I know y'all like video games. Here's this link to my video, or something like that. Nobody cares. Everybody links everything nowadays. But if you have an actual video, something tangible they can see, a lot of people are like, oh wait, how long is this? I know when I'm on YouTube and I'm looking up instructions, I'll pick the shortest one because I don't have time. Are you going to answer my question or not? I don't have time to watch a 12-minute video on how to, get my audio to work on my Windows. No. Give me a short, sweet, simple video that just cuts to the chase and I can move on with my life. So I look for the shortest ones. So I know other people do too. So my video is about 1 minute long. Those two are literally only 1 minute long. Cut to the chase, tell you what they're about, show you what they have, and that's it. Done. One and done. Good stuff. So it's good things. And then even though okay, well, say if I do a skit, okay, well, he's a video editor. This is what he does. This is his content. This is how he does his things. And of course, you can do it for streams. Hey guys, I'm streaming next week, and have your times. Or you can make 1 video a week. You can use the same footage if it's the same game. Just change the times and dates. There's so many options you can do. And more people are going to want to share a video than just a link. I've noticed that. Oh hey, this is a cool video of people dancing, people having fun at an anime convention. Share. At least for me. Again, everybody's different. And for that second preview you guys saw, giveaways can help spread the word. People like to brag to others about getting free stuff. I know every giveaway I've ever won from a streamer, I was like, oh yeah, dude, friggin' such and such was giving away a digital code of whatever. Let's just say Super Mario Odyssey. Oh, it was great. I love him. Go check out his streams. Blah, blah, blah. He gives out codes, stuff and things. That can definitely help you out. People like bragging about free stuff. I know a lot of people that won things from me, whether it's digital codes or whatnot, got them, and then just, they talked about it, they shared it, they hyped it up, and they were just talking about how they got the free stuff from me. So, digital is best because you can just copy and paste game codes, currency codes from Amazon. I've done it before where I'm like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. Here's a digital code for it. Hold on a second. I think I see a little dot. There we go. Yeah. Here's Nintendo Switch Online for a year. Bam, digital code. Here's $5 Nintendo eShop code. Bam, copy and paste. Physical, of course, usually costs more, so make those as special occasions. Again, 1 year anniversary, Breath of the Wild, terrific game, one of the best games I've ever played. They gave out a copy for free. I had to pay for shipping. I had to make sure I got the dude's address. And then, I had to, make sure, like, he had a tracking number. So there are definitely a lot more time. Digital currency is usually always the best. But, to each his own. Everybody's different. I mean, of course, not trying to buy viewers. Make it a reward system. Like, hey guys, if I get 200 likes over all my streams, it's good. I'm using Facebook as an example, by the way. If I get 200 likes for all like my streams this week total, I will be throwing a $50 gift card to GameStop code in the comments section on Saturday's stream. Example. Or, most of you guys, most of my fans are Nintendo fans. I give Nintendo eShop codes away in the comments sections on my Facebook streams. I haven't done it recently just because I went like the last 4 months without a job. So, well, that's not true. 3 months? 3 months. March, April, May. And I got a job in June. So yeah, 3 months, sorry. June I got a job, and I'm still trying to catch up financially, so I haven't been able to do anything in terms of giveaways, but I'll probably start again soon because I'm almost caught up. But again, that's a personal problem. Not here to talk about that. I'm here to kind of help you guys start your channels and get y'all going. Okay, try not to buy viewers reward system. I already talked about that. Make them work for it. Obviously, you got stuff to give away if you can give it away, but make them work for it because it's a reward system, not a buying system. Contests. I haven't done this for me personally, but I've seen it work for others, and it's something that I think is really cool, and I want to adapt it at some point when I have actually a bigger following. But if you like fan art, see if your base is willing to compete for a small physical prize. Could be a way to see if you can get some digital artists on your side. I know one person was like, hey, I'm looking for a new logo. I'm giving away $100 and I forgot what video game it was. We'll just say, for example, being Ghost of Tsushima. $100 and a Ghost of Tsushima PS4 game. Go ahead, show me your logo. Let's see what you got. And then people made logos, and then they shared it. Like, oh man, this one's so good, guys. Check this out. Check out this artist. Oh, hey guys, this is great. Oh man, this is good. I love it. And then she was hyping up other artists. And and getting them a following, which was of course getting on them on their good, because she had usually a bigger following. So she was getting all of them excited because they were getting their work shared, and of course the winner ended up getting the cool prize. And now she's got allies because she made everybody felt good about their art, let everybody know that they were important, and so they're like, oh hey dude, well if you ever need anything, blah, blah, I'll give you a discount, or I'll make you some Twitch, what do you call them? Emotes, like half price, whatever. I'll give you 3 emotes for free. Thank you for all the shares you gave me. I got such a huge following, blah, 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 blah. And of course, other contests can cause interaction on your social media page, give you something to share, and get involved with viewers. Again, like you're showing everybody other cool people because of this contest, and it's genius. Like, dude, everybody's growing, everybody's getting happy. People are drawing, they're happy because drawing makes people happy. And I've seen this done with not specifically logos, but hey guys, I love fan art. Give me the best, coolest Smash Brothers things you can give me that you can show me, and I'll give out a $100 gift card to GameStop or whatever. Just throwing shit out there. Really cool. So it's just like, and it's an interaction. People are liking other artists. People are sharing. It's a community. It turned into a community because of a simple freaking contest, and I love that. And again, it's not something I do because I'm not big enough, but it's something that if you do get big enough, you can kind of look at doing. And this is just to help growth, help people to like not only your stuff, but other people's stuff as well. And this is mostly for obviously social media contests and whatnot. Branding. Okay, so this is branding. Oh man, this is honestly, this can be its own video as well. But I'll try to keep it short and sweet because this video is already over an hour long, and usually this panel takes about an hour, and we're actually reaching the end of it anyway. But yeah, so experiencing in digital art will make things easier, for logos, banners, because that logos and banners are an important part of your branding. So you're gonna need them. So do some digital artwork. I mean, even freaking Microsoft Paint stuff would help you. Anything helps, honestly. But paint commissions are pretty easy to find if you don't want to do that or have time to do that. I know a streamer that literally just pays for every single one of his banners, every single one of his logos and whatnot. And he has no problem doing that. He doesn't want to mess with it, and it works for him. He just pays for it, and he's good. But if you're balling on a budget, like your boy, get friendly with video and photo editing software, which is point number 3. I know Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. I know, what's the other one I got? Obviously, PowerPoint, stuff like that can help your branding, that can help your stuff. What else? Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro. Again, I'm going into like, I'm listing vids, iMovie, Adobe Premiere, Elements, which is like the basic $100. Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere. Like, those are like things I'm pretty familiar with. iMovie is pretty basic. It's usually stock on MacBooks if you get a Mac. Adobe Premiere Elements is like $100. If you can get like maybe a fancier one for like 120, 150. And of course, Adobe Premiere is your full-on professional. Hollywood uses this video editor for any and all things video editing. I use Final Cut Pro for most of my videos, and it usually does the job. Final Cut Pro was mostly used in like the 90s and early 2000s and like late 2000s. I think like around 2010, maybe a little bit sooner than that. It started moving away from Final Cut Pro and onto Adobe Premiere. But yeah, Final Cut Pro was the big boy for a long time. But that's what I use for video editing. It's nice. It's cool. I enjoys it. And of course, Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, or the basic Photoshop elements. Just get familiar with those, because if you're a streamer, you're gonna want to take clips, edit them, add some music, put it on a YouTube channel or your social media. You can pay people to do these things, but it's just better to get, again, you're gonna want to put your time. Time for hobbies is going to be scarce, because you're going to be doing a lot of things for your channel. If you want to do it affordably, you're going to have to step up and do the things on your own. It's going to be a lot of time and a lot of money investing into these things. But, I feel like it's worth it. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a great creative hobby. It keeps me, I guess it keeps me busy. It keeps me from going insane and just being, all about work and that's it. Honestly, I wish this was my job. I would more than freaking... A lot of people are like, you're a streamer, like they put 60, 80 hours, the work is tough. I was like, it is, but it's so much better to me mentally. Like, if I know I'm putting myself and my efforts into making my channel better, it just makes me a happier human being as well. I mean, and it's different for everybody. Some streamers, are passionate about it. Some just realize it's really hard. Some people, it's like financially scary. I mean, it all varies, which is sad. But I have not yet met one YouTuber or streamer that makes money off of this stuff. Is like, oh man, I just wish I was a lawyer or a doctor instead. Like, no, they're all like, man, I sure do gotta work hard. I've worked 80 hours this week for my content and got multiple videos out and multiple streams. And it was just, I don't know if I'll be able to pay rent next week, or I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat a lot next week, but none of them have ever complained, and they wish they were anything else. Not a single one that I've ever personally met or heard or seen on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter talk about how they wish they were something else or got paid more doing something else. They were all happy where they were at. They just, stressed about, well, I don't know if I'm going to eat next week, but hey, I'm a big boy. I got some stuff to give, But anyway, different entirely. Going back to branding. Sorry, guys. Easily recognizable traits for your branding. Like, for example, mine is the black blazer. If you ever watch my anime convention videos or gaming convention videos, I'm usually in like a black suit coat, and that's just something that everybody recognized and everybody saw is a part of me. So at the point where I saw other content creators wearing the black blazer, calling it, this is my Otakunater, like it was funny, or like, hey man, I'm just like you now, or they just did it automatically. Like, they never did it before. They see me do it a couple times, and they don't say anything to me, but they start picking it up too. It's like, I see. But it's just something that, it's quick, it's easy, it's recognizable, it looks good, and it's like, I've usually, when I talk to video game developers, heck, they've been in one too, or they're like, oh hey, I love the suit jacket and whatnot, you look so professional. And it's just like, what is there to talk about video games? But they like it. Another thing that's, big about me and that people recognize about me is I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I literally have a wall of Nintendo, memorabilia and like items, amiibos, posters, fan art, autographed pictures of like the voice actors, stuff like literally like replicas of like the Master Sword that's actually steel, Samus's arm cannon, the Metroid. Like, I literally have like a wall of like purely dedicated to Nintendo things. And people have seen it and just thought it was glorious. And people see it on social media. They're like, this is great. I love it. And when they see the person, they're like, it just doesn't compare. It's just a different animal. Seeing it with your own eyes is something entirely different. And but like, it's great. Like, I have something that people recognize with me, and that's like having the Nintendo wall. And of course, as y'all saw before, I mean, behind me, I have like the otaku room. All the anime, like everything else is like anime related, but like I have this strict dedicated wall to specifically Nintendo things, and people know about that. And of course, everybody knows I'm the Otakunater. I'm an otaku. I love anime. I love video games that hail from Japan. That's my thing. And of course, make your favorite things known, like I was saying, because that helps your branding. Haruhi Suzumiya is bestest girl of all the waifus. Everybody knows that, who knows me personally, or have met me, or have talked to me about anime or video games, knows I'm a big Haruhi fan. To the point where one of my homies, like, you know, who followed me and whatnot, he bought me a freaking Haruhi Suzumiya wall scroll that had Haruhi and Mikuru in the bikinis, because, you know, I'm all about thick waifu, and I love Haruhi, and, you know, Mikuru's kind of like the series thick waifu for that series, and it was a saucy, and I gotta put it up, but I have no room. But yes, you know, people buy me Haruhi things or Splatoon things or Nintendo things because they know I like those. And of course, your logos and banners should be consistent. If you have different banners on Twitch than you do on YouTube, that's going to confuse people. That they cannot connect the brand with the branding with you. Like if it's not consistent, it needs to be on all platforms, and it throws people off because people that follow you on Twitch and then are looking for you on YouTube, but you got different brandings and banners. They're not going to recognize you. So like, wait. So I have like the same selfie for my Otakunater page, for my YouTube channel, and for my Twitch channel. I have a different one for my social media on Twitter, but you know that's here neither here. Twitter's my weakest platform. I'm hardly on it. I just did a different picture for Twitter just cause. Like, honestly, I have the lowest fan base on Twitter, so I don't even use Twitter all that much. But Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I usually have the same stuff. So, but yeah, just kind of keep it consistent, less confusing. People will recognize that logo when they see it on other platforms. Instantly, like, oh, hey, yeah, I know that guy. I know that picture. I know that person. I've seen him on Facebook. It's the same one. It's just easier to connect those dots. Like, I mean, I think Ninja has the same profile picture everywhere. Bam. Prime example. The big boys do it, you should do it too. That doesn't always work, but it helps. From personal experience, it's helped me a lot. Like, even if somebody spells the name wrong, they'll see the picture and they know to follow that person. And of course, as I was talking about earlier, collabs. Search out for other streamers and YouTubers in your area. I mean, if you've seen my anime convention videos or my Smash Night streams, you know I'm not shy about working and playing with others, or putting others in front of my camera. Or getting in front of anybody else's camera. I am not shy about that at all. I'm down to do it 100%, and I want people on my show. I want to talk about that was the whole point of my channel: collabs, community. The whole point of my streams. Sure, I'll do streams by myself, like without anybody else, but I do like doing the team things. I do like, oh yeah, guys, we'll go follow this cosplayer. She did a great job. I love the outfit. And that's how I made a lot of good friends. And, you know, I still, like, literally everybody I have that's a friend right now, I met at an anime convention or video game convention. And we're still really cool, and it's just great. Or we've collabed on something, or made a video together, or something along those lines. Or did a video together later after meeting for the first time. And, you know, so try to build that network, you know, of creators, streamers, artists. Like, you know, my opening animation, RIP Angel, thank you, homie. You know, that was talking to a freaking animator at a convention, made that for me. It was great. Like, dude, like, just being out there, being friendly, looking for that network will help your channel in so many ways. Maybe you suck at Photoshop, but you meet somebody who's a beast at it, and he can teach you things. You know, so, like, there's just so much bigger and better opportunities out there. A lot will tell you no, you know, so be prepared. I've had a lot of people with bigger followings than me just thought they were the shit, you know. Well, you know, I don't want to work with you because, yeah, even if both of us share it, you know, your side, like, you'll get a lot of following from me, but I won't get a lot of following from you. And it's just like, well, yeah, but, like, even people that are, like, smaller than me that don't have a following, I'm like, yeah, dude, let me get you on my channel. Your costume's great. okay, I got a bigger following than you, so I don't care if you share my stuff. I'd rather you did, you know, just credit it or how we work together. But let's make something happen. And I'm just down for the cause. I love content. I love streaming. I love anime. I love video games. Like, people are like, dude, well, why would you make collab? Like, because one of the things I hear a lot is like, well, why would you make this kind of... Because again, this was a panel I've already presented several times already. It's like, well, why would you do this? You're like creating competition by doing this. You're telling people the secret sauce. I'm like, I'm really not. I'm not. And even if I was, like, it's... Why would I not want to help people do this? Like, it's such a cool thing that I've experienced and that I've done and that I'm involved in. And if other people want to get involved in it, yes, let's go. Let's do this. Let's talk about this. I mean, let's look at college, for example. If you go into any department, whether it's lawyers, doctors, you know, freaking engineers, even underwater basket weaving, your teachers are people who love doing this stuff and love teaching about it, that they want to get paid to tell people about it. I want to do the same thing. Like, you know, I'm in this. People are like, dude, you got an established brand. You got an established way. We're asking you about these things because we can see you know how to do this. And it's like, you're right, I do. I'm going to tell you how to do this because it is fun. But, you know, don't be Hollywood. Stay humble. And try not to be shy. You're amongst friends talking about things you mutually love. I mean, a lot of things I hear, a lot of problems is like, well, you know, I don't know, I'm kind of shy. I don't think I can do this. I don't know, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, well, then don't do it. Like, if you cannot muster up the gumption to, like, be in front of a camera, talk to people, like, so on and so forth, it's like, it's gonna be nerve-wracking for you, and you don't have to put yourself through that. If this is gonna be stressful for you, don't do it. Like, honestly, like, I've seen a lot of people that were just like, oh, no mic, no camera, just gameplay, but I want a big following. It's like, dude, nobody's gonna follow you. I am sorry, I'm not trying to do this to be mean, but everybody who's big has a webcam or some kind of face. Like Arlo, prime example, Nintendo YouTuber Arlo, Muppet guy, really cool dude. I like his videos. I feel like his videos, even though he's a Muppet and like, or a puppet, and people are like, oh, that's for kids. He talks about business. He talks about, you know, actual like numbers, like sales numbers and trends and what they mean and how he feels they mean and what that means for the future of Nintendo. For something that looks like he should belong on Sesame Street, it actually gets really in depth about Nintendo stuff. But he's got a face. Like, he's got a face and he's got a voice. You can connect, and again, that's why he's big. So I mean, like I said, like if it's going to be stressful for you, don't do it. Like, I mean, not being shy. One of the biggest things, or I guess you could say compliments, I guess. Like, dude, you've gotten Insomniac, Blizzard, Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, so many of these big studios. You know, the voice actor Morrow, Charles Martinet. I see you on like videos with these developers and people in the gaming industry, and you don't have a lot of big following. Like, how is that? How'd you do that? How is this possible? It's like, I'm just not shy. I don't think I'm high and mighty. I think, oh my gosh, you know, this is cool. Your game was great. Can I talk to you for an interview? Can I get you on camera and we can talk about the game and how it feels to win this gaming award? I'm like, yeah, sure. Come on. Like, honestly, those opportunities wouldn't be possible if I was shy or if I was just way too Hollywood. Thought I was the man. Thought I was the shit. No, man, you just gotta break down those barriers. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of people that just try to start their channel are just too shy about it, and they just don't feel like they're good enough. And it's like, dude, if it caused more mental stress than it did joy, it gave them more stress than it gave them joy. And it's like, well, then don't do it, man. Don't put yourself through that. If you're not ready to do it, at least you know how to do it, and just get back out there when you're ready. And then, you know, sometimes people have the gumption to be able to do this kind of stuff, and some people are just going to have to be the followers and just the viewers, the watchers. We need those too. People need those. I mean, I don't monetize anything, but, you know, just for like those who do, I mean, it's great that people view my stuff. I mean, you're here watching me now, so it's like, I appreciate that. I thank you. But you're here to get knowledge or just watch me be stupid on the content creator side. Or like, oh yes, like, you don't have to be like super dumb and obnoxious, like, welcome back to the Otakunater channel. After a month, I am back to talk about video games and how to stream. Like, you don't have to be obnoxious. You don't have to be loud. Like, I know everybody gets confused that you have to be that way because PewDiePie, RIP, Etika, or, you know, Markiplier, like, oh, there's just these big, obnoxious, loud people, and I gotta be like big and obnoxious and loud too. You don't have to be that way. I mean, I guess some people find that entertaining and want that in a streamer or a content creator, but you don't have to be that way. So don't ever feel like you need to be, because I got, now, though I can't monetize, nobody's gonna say, well, 1.4K followers on Facebook streaming, well, that's a modest low number. I have yet to meet anybody that would say that. And then at the same time, you know, I feel like there's people I've came and interacted with, like Abdallah Smash, another big Nintendo YouTuber, huge Nintendo YouTuber, massive. In comparisons to me, he's like over like 600,000 followers or something like that. He's been on my channel like I think 3 or 4 times. We've like talked to each other and done interviews multiple times. Like, and he's always down every time he sees me, Otakunater, or like, hey man, I got the mic, I got the camera, you want to do this? Like, yeah man, let's go. I'm like, yes, thanks buddy. And he's a good guy. But anyway, enough of that. Okay, so we've reached the end. Q&A section, which is not going to happen, but you know, sadly no prize. Usually, like, when I do these panels, I bring like an anime Blu-ray or a video game or, you know, memorabilia, some kind of collectible. But since this is not a panel and I'm giving this to you from the comfort of your own home for quarantine time, it's just not something I can do. But maybe in like a couple weeks, once things can become more financially stable, I can actually start giving away Nintendo Switch codes again, or Nintendo eShop codes again. That would be definitely cool. But so that was my presentation on the basics of streaming and content creating and what you'll need to get those going. Again, most of the stuff like is kind of like multifaceted. Of course, if you have any questions about anything specific or I didn't cover anything, please shout out in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you thought it was helpful. If not, whatever. Interact with it, comment it. Just help me help you enjoy my content. Let me know how I can do better. Or if you want to see more of this series specifically, like I said, I can kind of break a lot of things about this video down and go really deep into any and all of it. But this was just a basic thing. Like I said, this presentation is usually an hour at conventions, hour and a half. Usually I do it about an hour and a half, but if all I can get is an hour spot, I just blaze through it. But since I had the time to talk about it, I just went ahead and did so. But anyway, we have reached the end of this, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to the good old other Otakunater back in his room, so that way he can go out with the outro. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Take it away, Otakunater. Alright, so that was definitely the panel, that I would normally do. Again, like I said, we're missing the Q&A part, but whatever. It's fine. But thank you very much for watching it. I do appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully I answered some of your questions. If you have any more questions about, specific branding or specific, tools, whether it be software, hardware, cameras, whatnot, like I said, comments or social media, you know where to find me. And it's just, it's something I've always liked doing, something I've always liked teaching. I feel like it's something that not a lot of streamers and YouTubers will tell you about, because competition, oh no, I'm training my replacement. And it's like, yeah, but it's just so much fun to me that I don't care. I'm not looking to be a freaking millionaire off of this. If I do, that'd be great. I'd be living the dream. I'd be like living my best life. I get to talk about video games every day, make content about video games every day, streaming, playing video games every day. I would honestly be a lot happier as a human being. I know it was 3 months. I was like, oh yeah, it feels like work. But I was like, I've never heard any YouTuber or streamers like, oh my god, I gotta go to work, I gotta stream a video game, oh this sucks. So I don't know anybody. And I know I was like so much happier and so much mentally like satisfied with my life when I was doing it for 3 months. So I know like I can do that for longer and be okay. But anyway, whatever. So there you go. Hopefully I helped you out. If not, sorry. If you have more questions, you know where to find me. Who knows, this might be stuff you already knew. Maybe I just, was ranting on. But if you've already seen this panel at my actual conventions that I go to, then you already know what's up. But thanks for stopping by and watching anyway. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll probably stream Paper Mario here now that I'm done with this video. Well, actually I got to edit it first, but I'll probably record it put it together a little bit, and then I'm just like gonna want to stream because this game's so much fun. I love the game. I'll probably do a review on this game, to be honest with you, because this is honestly one of the best Nintendo games I've played this year, and probably from the Switch generation, personally. Of course, everybody's different, but like I said, I'll get into details as to why later. But thank you for stopping by. Have yourself a great day, night, week, whatever. I'm glad to be back on YouTube, and hopefully you are glad that I am back. And see you next time.